Well, howdy, howdy, howdy. Nearly Senior Citizen here. Greetings, boys and girls, and welcome to this another brand new day. I wish I had a hamster. There are some hamsters that are awake. Little Gojira is awake inside of her mason jar, so I tried to coax her out. I was scrabbling in the bedding, and she had poked her head out, and she was sniffing and snurfing and trying to figure out what the noise was, and her body was coming out. But then in the end, when she was almost out of the jar, she went no and went back into the mason jar, and now she's just inside of her mason jar. She's awake still, but she's just nope, she's not having any of it. So little Gojira inside of her mason jar, and then little Dust Mop down here, he's awake, but he's underneath this little cardboard lean-to, I guess it would be, and he's really buried in the bedding underneath there, and that's his home, that's his safe place. So I don't want to bother them there, because I want them to know that their safe place is their safe place, that they're safe there. They run to that place and then they've crossed the magic line. They're safe. So I'm very sorry, no hamsters. I once again will have hamsters out soon. But, I mean, Dr. Snurf, it's almost his time to come over here. It's just going to take some changing around of things, because I've got 2 cages up on top here right now. But that's because they're 2 different types. Little Dust Mops is a slightly smaller bin, and so it fits up on top with little Saber/Cream's cage. But Dr. Snurf's is the same size as Saber's, and so it won't fit up there. And so when I move Dr. Snurf over, I'm going to have to move 2 cages against the wall instead of 1, and so that's a lot of work. So right now, that's why I haven't been doing it a lot. Past couple days, it has been raining hard. I mean, it was buckets again yesterday morning after I finished recording my vlog, and it just rained and rained and rained all morning, on and off, largely on all afternoon, and then when it got to the evening time, then it finally stopped. And so at 8 o'clock last night, I took my travel brolly with me, but I went walkies all the way up to Walmart and then all the way back, 6-mile round trip, and it was good. I mean, it wasn't difficult. I'm finding all the walking stuff I'm not losing any of my ability to do that by only going every other night. You know, I'm still walking up hills, powering up hills, and no longer having to breathe like a bellows, except for the worst parts, where even beforehand I would have trouble. So I'm not losing out there. I'm powering up wherever I have to go. So still doing good, and that's a very good thing. I need to stay healthy as I possibly can. Oh, oy vey. I mean, seriously. I mean, I've talked about this before. I'll talk about it again, I'm sure, how there's the 3 stages of your life. You know, there's the first 25 years is your youth, and in the middle of your next 25 years is your maturity, and then there's the last approximately 25 years. Some people die only 15 years, you know, in their 60s. Some people die in their 90s and 100s. On average, it's about 25, 25, 25. And each of those stages is broken down into 3 stages as well. There is your morning, afternoon, and sunrise of each stage. I mean, when you're born in your first 8 approximate years of life, you're in the youth of your youth. And that's true. I mean, you're just bursting with energy. You're growing. And then you reach the maturity of your youth when you're between 8 and 16. Your body's going through some changes. You're altering. You're becoming mature. And then you're in the twilight of your youth. You're in your early 20s now. Your body's getting to be largely set. Your brain is getting to be largely set. Then you're in your maturity, with your youth, maturity, and twilight. When the youth of your maturity, when you're all the way into your early 30s, your body's really getting set into what it is now. You know, you've got pains from using certain things, you've got injuries that are starting to accumulate, but on the whole, nothing really changes. You get into your 40s, and your body's getting older, a little creakier, but it's still standing up. And then, of course, the twilight of your last years, when you're just about into your 50s. Then your twilight years. Oh my God, what a huge lockup. I can only hope that it's going to record properly. Good Lord. Oh, and it's doing it again. Well, I'll see how it's recording, and if it locks up bad, like it's doing right now, then I'm just going to have to... I'm going to have to kill the recording, and I will be back. So, special. I enjoy that a lot. Well, I killed the software entirely and restarted it, so hopefully that's going to do something. The last batch was approximately 6 minutes, so this is approximately 14, which means subtract 5 from that, so at about 9 minutes is when I got to start wrapping it up, and then, oh goody, math. But anyway, you enter into the twilight of years of your life, which is also broken into, you know, your youth, maturity, and twilight. I am almost done with the youth of my twilight years. When I hit about 57, 58, that's the first third of my last 25 years all gone. Then I'm into the maturity, where old age just really starts to set in, but there's not going to be any huge declines unless, you know, disease, autoimmune, accident. It's just talking about general state of body. It's when you hit the twilight of those years. When you hit about 68 to the end, you know, when you were in the youth of your maturity, the sun was still at about 4 o'clock in the sky. When you were in the maturity of your twilight, yeah, that's what I meant to say, the youth of your twilight and then the maturity of your twilight, the sun still hasn't quite set yet. But in the twilight of your twilight, well, the sun's going down, and it's getting darker, and it's getting darker, and soon that sun's gonna set entirely. And then so pretty soon I'm gonna be starting the maturity of my twilight time. So yay! All you can do is all you can do, though. The age of your body is nothing that you can do anything about, really. With exercise, with nutrition, all of these things can affect your body, of course. And in fact, if you don't do much exercise and you eat poorly, you're cutting years off of your lifespan. And if you do eat properly and exercise, you are adding years. Once again, forgetting and not including disease, autoimmune, accidents, such like that. So you can alter and affect how those years are going to be, but it's going to happen, so don't freak out about it. It happens, it's been happening, it's going to continue happening as long as there are people. So, you know, do not go quietly into that good night. Rage against the dying of the light. I mean, death is still wrong, even though everything has a beginning and a middle and an end. I still consider, under most conditions, death to be the enemy. I mean, it robs us, not just individually, but as a species, of so much. But life is life, isn't it? I mean, not a whole lot we can do about that. And things aren't, as stated before, things aren't terrible. Even when they seem bad, they're not really terrible. I mean, yes, our lives have been from the beginning of time. You know, most of us have always been the 99%. And the 1% have always been in control, sending us into wars, famine, pillaging, death. That hasn't changed, even now. So, we could rise up and take control, but that happens so infrequently. Most of us are happy enough to just, well, accept the weight of the boot on the neck, just as long as it doesn't press too hard and everyone else around you is getting pressed down just as hard as you are. We're pretty much willing to take it. So isn't that special? That was nice and depressing. I didn't mean to get that way, though. I mean, enjoy life while it's here. Try to affect the change you can, but also accept that there are things that, unless you do something extreme and crazy and wrong, there's no way to affect real change if you're one of the 99%. After all, one person pointed out, trying to show economically the difference in money between what we make, what a millionaire makes, and what a billionaire makes. Because a person, a normal person, making like $59,000 a year, if they don't spend any money to live, none, but just make money and save it, it would take about 89 years to make one. No, it's not even. It's like $500,000. Some number like that. It's an insane number just to reach anywhere close to the 1 million mark. And a billion is a million. And you have the Walton family of the Walmart people who are busy driving the rest of us down into economic destruction. And they're worth billions, hundreds of billions. So, yay. What I'm saying is we need to eat the rich. And that's kind of an ironic statement because it doesn't literally mean eat the rich. It's nationalize what they own and redistribute the wealth. Eat the rich. Except, of course, there are those people that because eat the rich sounds like we need to eat the rich, they take that as the meaning we need to eat the rich. And so when I say we need to eat the rich, what I mean is we need to eat the rich. The rich are dragons. They hoard their wealth to the detriment of everyone around them. They guard it jealously and destroy anyone who tries to take it. Dragons are the destroyers and the enslavers of humanity. But dragons can be killed. But on that note, as stated, I did walk to Walmart, and even though I took my travel brolly, it was dry and it stayed dry. It hasn't rained. Excuse me. It hasn't rained any. It's not raining now. It's probably going to be really warm because, hey, global climate change, which of course is the politicized soft version of global warming because they talked to focus groups to try and find out what was less scary. And then they started pushing the one that was focus grouped as less frightening so that people wouldn't worry about it as much. So yeah, global warming, global climate change, it's... Anyway. It was nice and warm, and it's still warm. I mean, I don't wear jackets and coats. I go out walkies like this in September. Thumbs up. Well, once again, I don't mean to be depressing. Things are wonderful. You know, things can always get worse. This isn't a statement that's supposed to be depressing and awful. That's a statement that says, don't worry. Things can get worse. So if they seem bad, they can get worse. So enjoy what you have while you can until it does. And I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab, and I'm going to go through and thank 20 to 25 people for having left me a comment. Good comment, bad comment, indifferent comment. The fact is, you expended the calories, you took the time to leave me a comment. Thank you very, very much. If I mispronounced the username, I had to remember where I was and who I was talking to and what my name was. If I mispronounced the username, no disrespect is intended. I'm an American English speaker. We're just not good at that sort of thing, especially right now. And of course, it is a range of 20 to 25, because even though I count in American Sign Language on the fingers of this hand, I get lost. I mean, counting yesterday, I watched in editing as I counted 23 twice. So, hey, what do you say? Do the best I can. Hopefully you do too. Now let me call on my Chrome, and then we will get this started. Get this party started. Some guy named Jamie, thank you very, very much. And I'd love to get cats or even an ocelot. I'd love all those animals, but hey, I want to get all these things that happen, and I just don't know where to get them. And Mashfi Khan, thank you very, very much. And Dander, greatly appreciated. Julian RO22, thumbs up and thank you. Ben Angel, excuse me. Thank you very, very much. And Kathy Kit's Cat, greatly appreciated. Kuba Frazier, I'm nowhere close, but thank you very, very much. Creeper Bell 374, thumbs up and thank you. Furman 420, greatly appreciated. And we have I'm allergic to blueberries. Ding, 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 top of morning. And AP 561, thumbs up and thank you. And Sebastian Ferris, greatly appreciated. I can only hope. She loved me unconditionally. I was a very, very lucky man. I would have been even luckier if she hadn't died, but you know what I mean. And Ryan Summers, thumbs up and thank you. Mahmudur Khan, I sure hope I'm close. Thank you very, very much. Stogie Mahalo, thumbs up and thank you. Coupling, greatly appreciated. Dreadlord, thumbs up and thank you. And Ravens _ desecration, oh man. And Russian timing, greatly appreciated. Confused Owl 29, definitely at least 4. Thumbs up and thank you. Daniel Petrov, greatly appreciated. Adrian Bryan, thumbs up and thank you. And I knew you weren't being rude. That was not an issue, definitely not. Type E, thumbs up and thank you. Very good tips. A lot of good tips from a lot of good people in the hints. The comments, thank you all very much. And Batman, the Dark Knight, thumbs up and thank you all so very, very much. Greatly appreciated, each and every one of you getting me out of my head into the world, dealing with real people. It is appreciated. I'm out of butane, so I can't take oil concentrates, and so I've been having to use just cheap budget weed. And it's good and bad. I don't cough and hack as much, I think. But I still hack and cough. So just hopefully not having to clear my throat as much. If you could check out my various links, I have Twitter, Facebook, GoFundMe, Patreon.com, NearlySeniorCitizen.com. If you could donate to my GoFundMe campaign or become a Patreon.com patron like one of these beautiful and awesome people who literally help pay my rent and keep me from becoming hopeless as well, but definitely homeless. Thank you all so very, very much. It is greatly appreciated. But if you cannot donate, or you simply do not donate, I do take all good wishes and I deposit them in the bank of my heart where I draw interest. So thank you very much. If you could toss me a like, I do appreciate all the positive validation I get from my existence. Definitely a thumbs up. And if you could subscribe to the channel, that would be very cool. Greatly appreciated. I would understand if you did not wish to. I mean, hey. But if you are down with it, I will do my very best to keep you entertained from now until the literal end of time. Definitely a thumbs up. Well, I'm not going to be perfect on the timing, and so that's going to irritate me. But I've got this video. I've got the second half of Minecraft Monday coming up. Hopefully I'm going to get a song mutilation done. I mean, they're not intensely popular, but I enjoy making them. And I really, really, really like a lot of them, even though they've been dark and depressing. Hopefully I can get some of them that end up being more light and fluffy. But I like doing them. I think they're enjoyable for their bizarre dreamlike state. So take care, have a great day. I will see you on the flip side, my friend, and that is a very good thing. Definitely a thumbs up.